So now that we are looking at a problem, we're going to think about how can we create a net of this rectangular solid. Well, first we need to think about the parts of a 3D shape. I know we've already talked about this, but let's go ahead and repeat once more since this is an introduction. A 3D shape contains lateral faces and at least one base. We know that bases are either two parallel sides of a shape or they are that bottom piece of a pyramid. And we know that we can identify the base based off of reading the name of the shape. Okay, so for instance, we talked about a triangular prism would have a base shape of a triangle, and a square pyramid would have a base shape of a square. Now that we have this shape, I see that it is a rectangular prism. So we see that these bases are rectangles. So I have two parallel bases here. It is a rectangular prism. It's not actually written in our problem here, and yet we were still able to identify it. And so let's go ahead and write this in our notes and highlight that this is telling me what the base shape is. Okay, so that's going to be helpful to keep in mind because now we're going to think about also the lateral side. So if I had this rectangle in my hand, this box, this rectangular prism, and I rotated it, I know that I have four lateral sides. I have the left side, the back, the right side and the front. Well, if you think about the way it's drawn out right now, it's kind of hard to tell. And so we're going to break it apart and show all six sides just in a 2D shape, which we call a net. So let's go ahead and start breaking apart this shape. So the first thing I like to do is start with the base. I know the base is a rectangle, so right now I'm going to clean up my shape so I can start highlighting and showing you which side I'm going to start with. So I'm going to start with this bottom piece. So now I have drawn it out here in yellow. Now I will break apart the front piece. Okay, so I see that the front piece is this part in blue, so it's a little bit wider. Okay, so here's the front. So here's the bottom, here's the front. I can also label it with letters in case I don't have colors at home to change it up. And then I'm going to draw the top piece, which is again a thinner looking shape, rectangular shape. So here's T for top. And now I have the back, right? So I'm going to highlight that in pink. Here is the pink, which is the same dimensions as the front. So I'm going to try and draw that. And this is the back, BA for back. And so we have already drawn all of the lateral sides. Here are our lateral sides if we rotated it. And now we just have the left and right portion. So if I erase my highlighting, since I've already done it, I'm going to, oops, I forgot to highlight these pieces. Let's keep everything nice and neat. So now I just need to highlight the left and right piece that is still connected on the bottom piece. So at the bottom piece, I'm just going to draw out now the right and the left. So these can also be highlighted in yellow since I've run out of colors to use. And so now we have created what we call a net, but we are not done yet because they gave us specific dimensions about this about this prism that we need to include in our drawing. So if I look back at the bottom piece, I see that the length is 8. So I need to put that in my diagram. We're not sure what centimeters, inches, miles. And then I need to know the width of our rectangle. Well, if the width up here is 3, that means the width down here is also 3. So I can put that in my picture and move forward with the front piece. Again, the front piece also has to have a length of 8, but this time I see that it is going taller at a height of 5. So I'm going to put that into my picture and transition to the top piece. I see that the top piece also has a length of 8, so let's put that in our picture, and that same width of 3. And then the back piece, if I look very carefully, also has a length of 8 and a height of 5, because if the height is on a 5 on the other side, right, this isn't a lopsided box, this is even, so we also have a height of 5 for the back piece. Now we just have the left and right piece to find. So let's just shade them in red. So again, these are parallel sides. So I know that whatever the dimensions on the left are, it has to be the same on the right. And so our width here, again, if the top piece is 3, that means the bottom piece has to be 3 as well. So I see we already have the length of 3. Oopsies. On the left one. So we just need to put that on the right. And then we have a height of 5, which means the height also has to be 5 on the right. And so now we have successfully created our net, our 2D image of a 3D model with the correct dimensions. So we're going to stamp that a net is what is created when a 3D solid is decomposed to its bases and lateral faces on a flat 2D plane. So we're going to continue decomposing another 3D shape.